Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to BSV TV. I'm your host Satoshi, and on this show we'll be defending the one and only, truly genuine Bitcoin. The Bitcoin that Satoshi Nakamoto designed in his white paper as a peer-to-peer electronic cash system for the world. Let's get the disclaimers out of the way. So all the statements that you hear on this show are opinion and must only ever be taken as opinion. They are never to be taken as any form of advice, family, financial, sexual or otherwise. And on that note, let's sit back, relax, have some fun and enjoy the show. Get paid for your content in Bitcoin and set your own fee on Streamanity.
Yeah, I'm not surprised I wasn't asked why I'm convinced Craig is Satoshi. I posted on Reddit. He signed in my presence using the private key from block number one, the very first mined Bitcoin block. On a computer that I'm convinced had not been tampered with, on software I'm convinced that had not been tampered with, a message of my choosing.
At InChain, we've just funded a number of universities doing, so far, a test up to 1 gigabyte because it validates what we've already done independently. We've tested up to 380 gigabyte blocks. We've tested 1 million transactions a second and transaction sizes up to 20 megabytes. Super complex scripts. Basically ones that can run operating systems. That's all of global commerce times about 50. On top of that, we can have complex scripts. On top of that, we can scale each of those transactions 1,000 times, which effectively means about 1 billion transactions per second, which means we can then have all derivatives, all complex trades. That means high frequency trading. It means everything that happens globally.
Is the market that effectively BSV is going for, is that global e-commerce, which is currently valued at $29 trillion?
No, that's too small.
Buy and sell Bitcoin instantly at bsvgravity.com. And you can now book and pay for your winter holiday at skibsv.com. Good afternoon, everybody. It looks like we are live at 5, rocking and rolling. Never a dull moment in crypto, should we say. So if you're tuning in for the first time, the reason we broadcast on Twitch is because YouTube have already taken down 2 of my channels and they were preventing me from editing my shows and they were deleting episodes. I was like, you know what, this is absolutely insane. So this is why we broadcast on Twitch every day live at 5 from wherever in the world I am. Currently in the UK. Right, let's. This is how we normally start the show off, just to explain to any new people as to what Bitcoin is. Well, what they are. The question is, what's BSV? BSV is just Bitcoin, as we are seeing at the moment with the takedown of GameStop from trading sites like Robinhood app and stuff like that. There is a central authority who is dishing out instructions to these people, telling them what they want them to do so that it benefits themselves. And this is what's happened to Bitcoin. A group of developers called Blockstream were paid $100 million to take control of Bitcoin, to change the protocol, to centralize it so that they could do whatever they want to it and they were no longer accountable to anybody. So on the 24th of August 2017, they segregated the signatures, which is what holds all the users and developers to account, which means they brought BTC under their control. And if you don't believe me that BTC is under a central form of authority and control in the form of Blockstream, just have a listen to what their chief strategy officer, Samson Mao, said in an interview with Simon Dictwit and Max Kaiser. Have a listen to this. Here we go.
Bitcoin was created by the central bankers that enslave you today. It is their scapegoat.
How do you answer those, Max and Stacey?
I think the evidence is clear that they do not control it. There's 10 years, almost 11 years now of track record.
Yeah, Blockstream controls it.
I'm sorry, go ahead. Who does?
Blockstream.
Oh,
all right.
I was looking at you when I said that.
Yeah, I'm a block. I have a spy. I'm one of the spies. No.
Honestly, absolutely ridiculous. So after they basically destroyed the fundamental value of BTC and crashed it to zero, even though shitcoiners still don't understand this, another group of developers, which was Roger Ver and his crony mates, thought they would then tamper with the signatures. So listen to what they said when, or listen to what Roger Ver said when he was interviewed about Bcrash. Here we go.
I have a question here from Satoshi, defender of Bitcoin. He said, if a cryptocurrency is anonymous, like BCH, I don't think BCH is anonymous, but maybe there is something.
Check out cashfusion.com and you combine that with reusable payment codes and you get Bitcoin Cash in the same sort of ballpark of privacy as Monero. It's really awesome. So you can check out Cashfusion. And I always get it wrong. I think it's .com, but it might be .org. So you can check both. Cashfusion.com.
Okay, awesome. So BCH, maybe using Cash Fusion and XMR, if they're anonymous, how can a business get legal recourse against a supplier if the supplier defaults and no proof on the transaction exists because anon?
Yeah, if you want your cryptocurrency to be perfectly legal for everything all the time, just go use your Visa card.
Yeah, thanks for that, Roger. I will do. So I wouldn't touch your crime coin, your total shit coin with an absolute barge pole. And if you're wondering why I call it Bcrash, because it's an absolute load of shit, have a listen to what Roger says about it.
Here in Antigua.
Oh, there we go.
Using your Visa card. And we're going to really spread Bitcoin Crash across the entire country here in Antigua.
So he thinks that he's going to send a cryptocurrency that's not legal or regulatory compliant across an entire country here in Antigua. Like, are you joking? Like, seriously? Absolutely ridiculous. So now we're just going to have a quick look at the shitcoin market and explain this to you. So as you'll see, all these shitcoins are listed there as securities because securities have their fundamental value linked to the central authority that issued them. So if that central authority goes bust, it means that that token is fundamentally absolutely worthless. Which is the whole point of decentralization. And it's this point of decentralization that took Satoshi Nakamoto 11 years to solve. 11 years of dilution and distribution of that centralized starting point. Now, because it took 11 years, during that 11 years of dilution and distribution and neutral growth, which is where Satoshi Nakamoto couldn't come in and defend his project from being manipulated by other people, because it would have undermined the credibility as a commodity. He basically had to keep himself stum, which led to massive speculation in the market. And people having different ideas about what it shouldn't and shouldn't be used for and what it was and how it should be defined and all of this crap. They have no idea. But on this CoinCrap chart, you can see that Litecoin is the only one that I've actually listed as a commodity. Now, what undermines Litecoin is the fact that Charlie Lee started it himself. Now, because he started it himself, that is what discredits the entire project, which is why he exit scammed. And if you don't believe me, have a listen to what Charlie Lee said about his project in his interview. Here we go.
You created Litecoin, right? So this has to be something like you're incredibly passionate about.
Yeah, as most of you probably know, I kind of created it just for fun, right? I didn't really expect it to become anything.
No, I didn't know that, Charlie, but I do now. It would have been nice if you told me that before you exit scammed out at $95, $155, and $350 out clean. Now, let's compare what Charlie Lee says about his project and the fact that he just created it just for fun, right, and then exit scammed out of it, in comparison to Satoshi Nakamoto's expectations of his own project. Have a listen to this.
At the end of the day, we own a lot of Bitcoin. The simple thing is, if we make the network scale, we make it bigger, my main compensation, more than anything anyone could ever pay me, is the price of Bitcoin goes up. So that's my pure drive. I want Bitcoin not to go up to 10,000 or 100,000. I want it to be worth millions per Bitcoin. That's it. And that's what we spend money for. Very simple.
Good, because that's what I'd like to hear as well. Value for money. All of his efforts going towards increasing the value of Bitcoin. And the value comes from utility. So talking about utility, let's have a quick look at today's statistics, because I haven't seen these yet. Here we go. Bit of coin dance coming up here. Loving the Maxdon browser view there, by the way. So we've got Bitcoin 0.4% of the hash rate, network nodes 2.2, transactions 31.7. Look at the block size though. That is massive. 50.8% of the block size. So that shows an increased volume of data going through the chain, because transactions is just individual transactions, but those transactions must be carrying a lot of data in order to increase the block size. So we'll have a look at that in just a minute. So let's have a look at this. Tau straight out the gate with an 8.7 megabyte block, a 1.4 megabyte block, a 3.5 megabyte block. Let's see what else there is. 6. Look, Huobi has mined a 30 megabyte block. That's huge. I mean, there's no way that Huobi would be mining 30 megabyte blocks on any other blockchain, because no other blockchain is capable of doing this. Mempool Norpool with a 13 megabyte block. That's pretty good. Let's place spot the biggest block on Bcrash. I can see a 2.9. That'll be good for them. Yeah, 2.1. So 2.9. That's quite good for them. And you'll have a look over on CoolCoin. They have got their block size restricted, so they're going nowhere. Michael Saylor, if you're watching my show, the numbers speak for themselves. Your chain ain't going nowhere, Sonny Jim. Let's have a look at the hash rate. So we've got hash rate. Again, hash rate follows price, which follows value, which follows utility. When it has utility, it then has a value. When it has value, it can then develop a price. When it develops a price, it can then be measured against the cost of other goods and services, which is why it can be used as a medium of exchange. Proof of work by network. CoolCoin Bcrash will stop one day. Hash rate Bcrash versus Bitcoin. Proof of work Bcrash versus Bitcoin. Oh wow, Bcrash are actually beating us on this one. So only 4,000 times cheaper to transact on Bitcoin than CoolCoin. It's currently 1.4% more profitable to mine on CoolCoin though. But check it out, daily average Bitcoin block size by network. So yeah, massive increase in the block size there. Transactions by network, CoolCoin just winning. Bcrash giving us a run for their money. Daily average Bitcoin transactions per block, Bcrash just giving us a run for their money. Daily average Bitcoin fees by network, again, Bitcoin absolutely smashing it. Fees to Satoshis, Bitcoin smashing it. Block reward ratio, again, that'll come with price, which follows value, which follows utility. Blockchain growth by network, again, just laughing at Bcrash there. And then we've got global hash rate, 7 days. Same as it was yesterday. Binance macking it with the big boys. Global hash rate, 24 hours. The top 3 at the top again, as we're used to seeing. Binance being pushed down into 7th. Huobi in there. So this is CoolCoin. Right, this is where the gossip is at. So Huobi moving up the ranks into 4th. Binance being squeezed down into 8th. Oh, what's going on there? This is Bcrash. So Hathor increasing the competition on Bcrash through no other reason other than sheer spite, just to purely make it not as profitable for these other shitcoin enterprises to mine on, which I find absolutely hilarious. And let's have a look at Bitcoin. Wow. So very few shitcoiners in sight, but look at that. 3 Mac Daddies all in a row. F2 Pool Pooling and BTC.com. That's a rarity. Wow. Wow. And we know that Jihan has left Bitmain. So I wonder who's in charge. There now. But no Antpool, no Binance, which is pretty great. Yeah, Norpool, Mempool on there, but yeah, Tau and Huobi macking it hard. Right. Okay. Let's have a look at Bitcoin Blocks Live. Let's see the let's see under the bonnet working in front of our very eyes. So low transaction count today, just about 2 transactions per second. Usually we'd be used to seeing a lot more than that. But Twitch up there with 3% of the transactions. 96%, 97% being unrecognized. We've got the transaction ID, the input, the output, the type, and the op return. Below that is the mempool, which is where the transactions are then stored, which is where they are then competed for by the miners stroke payment processors in order to create the block, put them in a block, store them on the blockchain, and win the Coinbase, which is currently the block reward at 6.25 Bitcoin. So if we zoom out on this chain, look at that. It was a 63 megabyte block mined less than a day ago. Zoom back in on that. Look at that. So there's been a wave of rather big blocks coming through on the network, which has been quite fascinating. So in this block of 63 megabytes, there was 15,086 transactions with total fees amounting to $13. And we are expecting transactions to surpass the block reward in Q1 2021, which is what we are in right now. So just to show you where we're getting these figures from, feast your eyes on this. Here we go. Send that to myself quickly. There we go. This is the one we want. Right, so look at the volume. Look at the volume of transactions that are anticipated around Q1 2021. Someone knows something. Someone knows something. And talking about clues, let's just jump right into my profile here, because somebody has been dishing out clues. Oh, and somebody pointed this out as well. In response to my me saying that there was a wave of transactions coming, or the wave that have been coming in on Bitcoin recently. Here we go. Look at this, and so somebody said, so Dario had said, and those blocks are full of interesting transactions stroke comments. One of the comments saying, coming soon. Coming soon. Like, what is? But if it wasn't big, they wouldn't be saying stuff like that, would they? Like, no chance at all. And check this out. So, well, what could it possibly be? Kurt Wottock hinting as well, saying, I can't, just keep your eyes open. Big things are coming. But also, but things are here which few know exist. And then we've got Wall Street saying there's a big announcement coming from ... Can't discuss. Keep your eyes wide open. And then we've got Jeff Parker saying, amidst all of the drama and chaos, something neat and possibly big is coming. Quite exciting. Like, everywhere you look, there are hints. People know. I mean, we've been expecting this for a long time anyway. You know, so it's either going to be, something, a legal ruling, a big announcement with a company saying that they're adopting or going to be using the network, or a huge volume of transactions coming from somewhere. It could be anything. It could be anything. But, you know, it's not like we haven't waited long enough for this. I mean, jeepers. But yeah, talking about what's going on today, I mean, the talk of the town is this. So somebody had said here, looks like Robinhood just stopped supporting GameStop, AMC, BlackBerry, and Nokia. Users can close out positions but can't buy more. And as Kurt Wottock had just said here, and this is a very interesting point that he made. Wait for this to come up. Yeah, this is what he said. He said, if retail traders aren't allowed to buy, who are the sellers going to sell to? Yeah, I mean, exactly. It's just the situation that we're in is just so ridiculous, with someone or something, you know, someone is orchestrating all of this, because all these extremely wealthy people are all in bed with one another. You know, it's kind of scary, really. But it's worth. I'm just going to send this image to myself. Give me 2 seconds. It's worth reminding ourselves of this. Just going to send it to me by my mobile app, because that's what I'm on at the moment. Here we go. Sending that to me. More. Need screenshots is what I need. Come on. Images, screenshots. Here we go. Got it. Check it out. It should come up in just a second. This whenever I see things like this happening, this always triggers in me. Where President Woodrow Wilson, who was the 28th president, U.S. president, said, "Some of the biggest men in the United States in the field of commerce and manufacture are afraid of somebody, are afraid of something. They know that there is a power somewhere so organized, so subtle, so watchful, so interlocked, so complete, so pervasive, that they had better not speak above their breath when they speak in condemnation of it." I mean, we're seeing it more and more, you know, with these lockdowns, you know, and just complete cock and ball with like all the fiddling with the figures, you know, and the US general election as well. I mean, it's just literally what we've experienced recently has just been absolutely insane, like literally, yeah, absolutely insane. And so this actually was quite an interesting response that somebody gave yesterday. I think I went through this, where they said, do you know how much hedge funds manipulate the stock market every effing day for their long and short position? They have massive buying power and constantly manipulate stock prices every day. If you think some retail investors making a good value play is corrupt, then you're naive. And this is true. But I mean, I've just seen. I mean, again, obviously, you know, some hedge funds that aren't really in the know and aren't all that powerful aren't really going to get helped out all that much. But I have just seen a tweet here from Bloomberg. Give me 2 seconds. Tweets and replies. Let's see if we can get this. I know it's here somewhere because I responded to it. Come on, I know you're around here somewhere. It was a response from Bloomberg. Oh my days. Seriously? Let's go to my profile. Come on. No, it's around here somewhere. Bloomberg, that's the one. That page doesn't exist. You what? You what? Good job I screenshotted that just in the nick of time. Good grief. Gallery, we've got a screenshots. See this one? Yeah. Found it. And they've deleted it. No way. Here we go. Send that to myself. Sending. Right, check it out. So look at this. So this was a tweet that has now been deleted by Bloomberg, where it said, breaking, Citron Research and Melvin Capital lost $150 billion US and declared bankruptcy. And that was today, 28th of Jan. So, but I mean, seriously, like the stock market is going up and they have to declare bankruptcy. So they're clearly shorting the market, being absolute arseholes, trying to manipulate it, and they've been caught with their trousers down, big time. You know, and now they're actually deleting tweets like that. I mean, it's unbelievable. So yeah, get ready, peeps. That's all I can say. Come on, let's leave on a high. There we go. Loving that one. I might use this as my thumbnail. Who knows? But yeah, hope you enjoyed the show, people. And as ever, be aware, take care, stay safe out there. Joy given. Same time tomorrow. Catch you later. Get your tweet etched on Twitch, forever on the Bitcoin blockchain. Do it today at www.jointwitch.com. Buy BSV.live, the best place to buy Bitcoin SV online. Get paid for your content in Bitcoin and watch the full episode on Streamanity for just 20 cents. Go to www.satoshi.tv. See the link in the description below. Bitcoin, one world, one chain.
Yeah!